All right, Shalom, Shalom. That's the brother Shakar here with another lesson through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rakak Quadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of the great millstone from which I learned this truth. Peace and blessings to the house of David, doing his work with all righteousness, truth, and sincerity. And I want to say Shalom to the whole full elect. Shalom. All right, I'm going to start off here in the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. It reads, it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Now, when you go into the book of Malachi, the first chapter, well, let's just get it. It's going to tell you who the wicked is. Malachi, I'm going to go right to the point. Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. Listen, it says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. This is when the Western Roman Empire fell. Okay, it went down for about a roughly period of 1,000 years. Okay, that's when you had the Byzantine era, or the so-called Dark Ages. It says again, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. See, and they did that. Okay, through the rise, of their, going into their blessing, because during the time of the Renaissance period, which is basically the forwarding of the Greek, way of living, the Roman, way of living, and that's why we're living, in the revived, Roman Empire, you see, and although they've built back up, the Lord said, yeah, they're going to build, again through the Renaissance period, which just means rebirth, but the Lord said, I'm going to throw it down. See, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, because wherever Esau has been scattered to, they're the wicked. They're the wicked of the earth. It says, see, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai has indignation forever. See, indignation is what? A righteous anger. And the Lord is angry, with the wicked. You see? And Esau, he is the border of wickedness, which, again, wherever they've been scattered to, because they've been scattered throughout the whole four corners of the earth, they're the wicked. So Esau, he is the wicked, which we know today as a so-called white man. Does that mean that every so-called white person is an Edomite? No, of course not. We understand this through the spirit. But, just as an indicator, that's who they are, man. They are the wicked of the earth. So let's go back to the book of Job, chapter 9, and I'll read verse 24. From the top again, it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So it's been given into them, because right now they're in their blessing. You go back to Genesis, the 27th chapter, there was blessings that were given. You have the eternal blessing, which was given to Jacob, and you have a temporal blessing, which is given to Esau. See, they both got the blessing of the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven, but Esau also got the blessing to live by the sword, and that's what he's done. That's why he's gone around conquering everybody. That's why he's gone around, taking everything that he has through what? Through ill-gotten gain. But again, the earth was given into his hand, and you got to understand that it's in the power of the Lord to do so. Let me go real quick to Daniel chapter 4 and verse 17. Listen, it says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers. See, and who's the watchers? That's the prophets. And the demand by the word of the holy ones, going into the angels. It says, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. You see, so even though, man is on earth, man is on earth, and rulerships, come and go, but it's the Lord, that distributes those kingdoms. It's the Lord. He's the one that's in the ultimate power seat position. He ruleth in the kingdom of men. It says, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. See, and set up over it the basis of men. See, and when you go into Job, let's get it real quick. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but Job 30 and you know what? I'm just going to read it. Job 30 and 1, it says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision. See, and in the spirit, okay, Esau is younger than Jacob because the Lord said, Israel is my firstborn. You see, so in the spirit, okay, it's already, it's already been decreed, okay, that Jacob is the older. Okay, although, okay, in the physical, okay, Esau came out first, okay, red all over like a hairy garment, as it tells you in Genesis the 25th chapter. But again, it says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision. And when you also go into that word younger, it also means insignificant, because that's what this man is. He's insignificant. Okay, he means nothing. Okay, he's worth nothing. It says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision. Those fathers whom I have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Because hey, the Lord only knows what this devil is gonna do to these dogs, man. Hey, this devil is foul. He's wicked. Okay, he's gonna do wicked things. Okay, to the animals. It says, yea, were to might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. Meaning, hey, they're good for nothing, man. And that's exactly what these devils are. They're not good for anything. Okay, but to bring forth wickedness, which they were created to do so. It says, for want and famine they were solitary. See, fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste. Yeah, because they were chased up, okay, into the mountains. Okay, they've always possessed, okay, the mountain region, okay, coming out of Mount Seir, okay, and then going into the Caucasus Mountains. Hey, that's where you get the word Caucasian from, okay, because they were dwelling, okay, out in the Caucasus Mountains, okay, in Russia, in Georgia, Russia. It says, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. So this is what they ate. It says, they were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief. Hey, because they were chased away, because they are the biggest thieves. You see, they're not good for anything. It says to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, see, and in the rocks. See, and that's why today, okay, you see all these skyscrapers, you see all these high buildings, because it reminds them of their ancient home, okay, Mount Seir, and also, okay, when they were chased up to the Caucasus Mountains. It says, among the bushes they brayed, see, under the nettles they were gathered together. See, and they bray. When you bray, it's like a donkey, okay, making that noise. They couldn't speak right. Ultimately, Esau, he is the ultimate caveman. You see, it says, they were children of fools, yea, children of base men. Then we not just read that the Lord gives the earth over to the bases of men. So the earth was given to them. It says they were filer than the earth. See, even the earth, man, is better than these damn devils, man. This devil is nothing but a wicked and wretched. See, he's worth nothing. But right now, he's in the power seat position. You see, but he has that, temporal blessing. See, he is in the power seat. Okay, but he's getting ready to lose. So let's go back. Well, let's stay here in Job. Let's go back to the 9th chapter. And verse 24 again, it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So they're in the power seat. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. So if not, where and who is he? So if it's not this man, okay, the so-called white man is doing it, then who is it? Okay, whose face does he put as the Most High? Okay, whose face does he put as the Son of the Most High? The angels, the prophets. You look at the books, look at movies. Okay, what does he do? He puts his face, to portray, okay, those images. This is what he's always done. Let's go real quick to Maccabees. Let me see. I believe it's First Maccabees 3. And yep, I'm going to start up a little bit. First Maccabees 3 and 46. It says, wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together, see, and came up to Maspha, over against Jerusalem, for in Maspha was the place where they prayed aforetime in Israel. So this is where they went up, okay, to worship Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It says, then they fasted that day and put on sackcloth, which is what? A mourning. Okay, they were in mourning. See, and cast ashes upon their heads, see, and rent their clothes. It says, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen, listen, had sought to paint the likeness of their images. See, so this is what they've always done. This is what they're known, okay, to do. Okay, they want to be, okay, the ones on top. Okay, they want to be the angels. They want to be the prophets. They want to be the Most High and His Son. So if it's not this man, okay, then who is it? No, it is this man, and he's being revealed, okay, for being the devil, okay, that the Bible speaks about. Let's go to the book of 2 Thessalonians. And let's go to the second chapter, and we'll start at the third verse. Listen, it says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." Okay, the son of perdition, meaning, okay, him, okay, or he that's going to go into destruction. Okay, he's got to be revealed, and he's being revealed. Because at that time, they were already saying that the Lord had already made a return. Okay, but the apostle Paul, he's explaining there had to be a falling away first. Okay, and that came during the time, okay, of 70 AD, okay, during the time of the Roman siege. You see? But this son of perdition, okay, he has to be revealed, and he's being revealed. He's been revealed. Okay, it's being known, okay, throughout the four corners of the earth, okay, that this man, he is the devil that the Bible speaks about. Okay, the Edomites, Esau. It says, "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High." See, and this is what he claims, that he looks, okay, like the Most High, that he looks like the Son of the Most High, okay, and as well as the prophets, the disciples, okay, the angels. Again, what do they look like when it comes to movies and books? Okay, it looks like a so-called white person. Okay, again, just to make it clear, we understand that not every so-called white person is an Edomite. You see, but again, it's an indicator. Okay, this points them out. And this devil, okay, he has a God complex, man. You see, this devil, he's in a rulership position. See, and he thinks he's the Most High. Let me go real quick to the book of Isaiah, and then I'll come back, Lord willing. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 12. "Listen, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?" See, in heaven, okay, can represent, the heaven, the third heaven, where Yahweh, okay, and Yahweh Shai and the angels, okay, where they reside. Okay, but this is speaking about a lofty position. Okay, and Lucifer, okay, that word Lucifer just means what? It means the light bearer. Okay, that's all it means. It means those who have the power seat position. And right now, who's in the power seat position? Okay, who rules the earth? Okay, who puts sanctions on everybody? Okay, what language? Okay, has got to be spoken. Okay, when it comes to aviation. Okay, you have to speak the English. Okay, whose face is on the money? Hey man, these are all signs of who is in the power seat position, man. Again, if not, then where and who is he? Again, it says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?" See, this is what Esau getting ready to lose. Okay, well, this isn't in the spirit. Okay, he's already lost. Okay, that power seat position, because hey, this man's already lost. Okay, Israel. Okay, Jacob, he's already won. Okay, beginning with Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai, he is going to be, okay, the ruler in the kingdom, man. Obviously, you're going to have Yahweh, okay, but then you're going to have King David right after Yahweh Shai, and then a righteous rulership on down. So Jacob's already gotten the victory. Again, it says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?" See, hey, right now, the Lord, he's mocking him and said, how you claim to be, okay, the Most High. You claim to be the Son of the Most High. He called him because, hey, Yahweh Shai, he is the son of the morning. Let me get that real quick. What is that? Revelation. See if I remember where it's at. I believe it's the 22nd chapter. Let me just find it real quick. Yeah, this is Revelation 22 and 16. It says, "I, Yahweh Shai, have sent my angel to testify unto you, see, these things in the churches. See, I am the root and the offspring of David. See, and the bright and morning star." So this man, he claims, okay, to be that morning star. So the Most High, he's making mockery of this damn devil. Again, how art thou fallen from heaven? So how did you lose your power seat position? Ultimately, because the Lord's going to take him down. Oh, Lucifer, okay, the light bearer, the one in control right now. Really, the Most High is in control, but that the earth was given over to the hand of the wicked. It says, son of the morning. Again, the Lord's mocking him. So how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? See, and he has weakened the nations, okay, through his philosophies, through his democracy, through his wicked, okay, agendas, the alphabet agenda. Okay, everything that he pushes is just nothing but wickedness. See, and the nations, they follow right behind, okay, that same wicked vibration. It says, for thou hast said, for thou hast said in thy heart, meaning in the mind, I will ascend into heaven. See, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. See, and the stars are speaking about, okay, Israel, okay, the Israelites. You see, and that's what he's done. He's above us right now. He's above us right now because the earth was given over into his hands. See, I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. And he's in his rulership, man, right here in so-called North America. Okay, we have been given over, okay, to his hands. Okay, let me get another quick precept on that. Actually, I got a couple. Let me stay here in Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 6. Listen, it says, I was wroth with my people. I had polluted my inheritance. This is the Lord speaking, and given them into thy hand. Now this is speaking about, okay, Babylon the Great, okay, which is synonymous, okay, with Esau. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. See, even upon the elderly, okay, this devil doesn't care whether you're old or you're young. Okay, it doesn't matter to him. Okay, he's going to bring he's going to bring a calamity upon you. Let me get another precept real quick. What is that? Salaki. I'm just going in the spirit. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and I believe verse 10. Yeah. See, and this is the mindset of the wicked. It says, let us oppress the poor righteous man. See, let us not spare the widow. See, and the poor and the widow, speaking about the Israelites. It says, you see, it says, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. See, they don't care if they're oppressing an elderly person or they're oppressing a young person. They don't give a damn, man. This is their mindset. Because again, we were given into their hand. Let's go back. Isaiah 47 and 6. Again, it says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thy hand. It said, thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou verily heavily laid thy yoke. It says, and thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever. So that didst now lay these things. It says, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst thou remember the latter end of it. Because what's the latter end of it? Okay, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. You see, this man didn't consider that ultimately he was going to lose, okay, that temporal blessing. But instead, what did he do? Okay, he forwarded the affliction, man. Let me get another precept. Let me see, what is that? That's Zechariah chapter 1 and verse 15. It says, I am very displeased. It says, I am very sore displeased with the heathen, see, that are at ease. And who's at ease? Okay, Esau. Okay, and these nations, mainly Esau though. Why? Because they sit in that power seat position. Hey, they have everything. They have more than heart could wish. It says, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward, see, the affliction. You see, and they help forward that affliction, okay, by all their wicked agendas, all their wickedness, okay, that they push, all that wicked vibration, okay, that they bring forth, man. You see, I got another one. Let me see, another quick precept. Second Esdras, chapter 6. I might as well just get 9 because I did quote it, but let me get it. 6 and verse 9. It says, for Esau, see, this is the latter end of it. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Meaning, ultimately Esau, he's going to lose his power seat. He's going to lose his position of power. And we just read it. Oh, Lucifer, hey, son of the morning, how is that fallen from heaven? what did the Lord say? It says, I saw Satan, okay, fall from lightning. Let me grab that real quick. That's Luke, I believe it's the 10th chapter. Luke chapter 10 and verse 18. Yeah, and it says, and he said unto them, it says, Yahweh Shai speak in red letter. It says, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. You see, that's how quick this man's going to lose his rulership, man. Scripture says, for in 1 hour, how have their riches come to naught? You see, everything they gain, okay, through their ill-gotten gain, it's going to come to naught, man. They're going to lose it all. They're going to lose that power seat position. Okay, they're not going to be in that rulership any longer. But let me go back. 2 Ezra 6. Again, just proving how we were given into their hands. Yeah, verse 57. 2 Ezra 6 or 57. It says, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have been ever reputed as nothing. Why? Because Isaiah 40 tells us, and even if we read up here, 2 Ezra 6 and 54, it tells us that they are like spittle. Okay, they're nothing. They're less than nothing. Okay, they're like a drop that follow from the vessel. It says again, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which had ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. It says, but we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn. See? You see, that's speaking about Israel, man. Israel is the firstborn in the spirit. Okay, that's why we read in Job earlier, it says, those that are younger than I. It says, thy only begotten and thy fervent lover are given, see, into their hands. See, we were given into the hands of the wicked. See, that's why they have, okay, that rulership. Okay, right now, that's why they sit on that high hill. So let me go back, but he's being exposed. Let me go back to 2 Thessalonians. I'm going to get a little bit more out of there. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and let's go to verse 5. See, and it says, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things? And now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed, see, in his time. You see, so there's a set time when this devil is to be revealed, and he's been revealed. He's continuing to be revealed more and more. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. It says, only now he that letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So the Lord allowed him to push forward his wickedness, okay, until a certain time. Okay, but his time is pretty much up, man. You see, and at that time, the mystery of iniquity, that was speaking about the Roman Empire. Okay, they were in rulership, okay, at that time. See, that's Esau, man. Well, it might not be as easy to find now, but if you just Google, okay, Edom, Rome, it's going to show you that Edom, okay, is synonymous, okay, with Rome, okay, with the Greeks. Okay, why? Because that's who they are. They're Edomites. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, said whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. See, in the spirit of the Lord's mouth is speaking about the prophets. Okay, pointing out who this devil is. Okay, he's being revealed. Okay, he's being revealed, okay, for being the devil that the Bible speaks about. It says, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Because when Yahweh Shai returns, okay, he's gonna put this devil out of rulership. Okay, the brightness of his coming is when he comes, okay, with the host of heaven. Okay, Yahweh Shai is coming in that fathership. Okay, then you're gonna have the rest of the angels coming in the so-called UFOs. You see, this is how this devil's gonna go down, man. It says, even him. You see, it's not speaking about the spiritual demon Satan. That's why when you go into that word Lucifer, I know that, in the world, they say, well, that's speaking about the devil, the spiritual demon Satan. No, this is speaking about, we're going to go back and get a little bit more, because it's going to tell you, is this the man? Is this the man? Listen, even him who's coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. His AI, okay, his so-called science. Okay, this is what he pushes, his lying wonders, man. See, and through his lying wonders, he's deceived, okay, all people, especially when it comes to our people, the Israelites. Listen, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Say, when this truth comes out, they don't believe it. okay, because they've inherited all these lies, man. Okay, all the falsehoods, okay, that they've learned, okay, through these so-called churches. Okay, ultimately it's Esau pushing all this madness. See, and now when they hear the truth, they don't believe it. Okay, that's why a 2/3, okay, gotta perish. It says, and for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. Ultimately, because, hey, the Lord doesn't want 2/3 of Israel, okay, at this time. Okay, on this side where the destruction is going to take place, okay, the Lord's only looking for an elect, okay, a remnant number. It says that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. See, and that's what it is. 2/3 of our people, they have pleasure in this man's wickedness, man. Okay, and in righteousness. That's why they go along with the alphabet agenda. That's why they go along, okay, with having lust, okay, for money, for wealth, okay, for the things of this world. You see. So let me go ahead and go back to Isaiah chapter 14, and I'm going to read verse 12 again. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Okay, now we know who this is speaking about. At this time, okay, it was speaking about the king of Babylon. Okay, but who is the king of Babylon today? Okay, that's Esau, man. Okay, they're in that again, they're in that power seat. It's the son of the morning. Again, the Lord mocking them. Because Yahweh Shai is the true light bearer. Okay, he is the true bright and morning star. It says, how art thou cut down to the ground, okay, which didst weaken the nations. And again, we already told you, he weakens the nations through his philosophies, his doctrines, okay, his agendas, his wickedness. It says, thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. Again, he's above us. Okay, we're in his hands. It says, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation, see, in the sides of the north, right here in so-called North America. He's ruling. It says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. See, I will be like the Most High. So this devil has a God complex. He wants to be, okay, like the Most High, but he's not. It says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, see, to the sides of the pit. Ultimately, they're going to be in a hellish condition. Okay, they're going to be taken out of rulership. It says, they that see thee narrowly should look upon thee and consider thee. Listen, saying, is this the man? It's speaking about a man. It's not speaking about the spiritual demon Satan. It says that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms. See, how did he shake the kingdoms? By going in, okay, being deceitful, okay, stealing the resources, okay, from many people, okay, stealing the heritage of the true Israelites, calling himself, okay, Israelis, okay, coming here to so-called America and saying that they're the true Christians, which really, hey, when you go back, Israel, okay, was the disciples were first called Christians in Antioch, meaning the followers of the Hamashiach, man. Hey, these people, this devil, they don't follow the Lord. But yet they've been given, but they've given themselves the title of Christians. Okay, they've been given themselves the title of being white, okay, which just goes into what? Benevolent, clean, pure, and they're everything but that. You see? Let me get just one more. Okay, that was the point of the lesson, which is, hey, that this devil, okay, he's been exposed for who he is. Let me go. Let me see. Let me get this in Jeremiah, then I'll close out with this. Jeremiah chapter 47 and 49 and verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshua of hosts, say, is wisdom no more in Teman? Because Teman is known as the Germans. Okay, those are the smart. Okay, those that have the intelligence. Okay, of the Edomite tribes. It says, is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Because right now they can't even get out of their own way. Okay, you see what Donald Trump is doing. Okay, he can't even get out of his own way, man. Making all kinds of backward decisions. Okay, again, he's being exposed. It says, "Flee, ye turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of the Don." See, when you go into the Don, it was a place of commerce. Okay, just like so-called America, it's a place of commerce. It says, "For I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him." Okay, so the Lord's getting ready. Well, He's already visiting. Okay, but the ultimate visitation is when He comes with the destruction. Okay, with the nuclear warheads. Okay, and with the chariots. It says, if grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, will they will destroy till they have enough? So if somebody breaks into your house, okay, they're not going to take everything. Okay, they're not going to take the light bulbs and the door handles. No, they're going to take the valuables. Okay, same thing in the ancient world. Okay, the grape gatherers, they would get the grapes, but they would always leave some. Okay, as a token of goodwill, pretty much like a welfare. Okay, but the Lord says what? Listen, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. See, he's being exposed. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. Because ultimately, this devil's going to go down, man. Okay, he's going to go into captivity for 1,000 years. Then ultimately, Obadiah 1:18. Okay, he's going to be burnt. Okay, there's going to be none of his seed left. Okay, Esau's going to be done away with. He's going to be annihilated. The Lord said, no, I'm going to make him bare. He's not leaving him anything. This man's not going to have anything left. Okay, just like I said, if a thief came in, he's not going to take everything. See, the grape gatherers will leave grapes. Okay, after they glean, what they wanted to gather. Okay, but the Lord said, I'm not going to give Esau anything. Okay, he's going to be done away with. You see? So with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to close out and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of the great millstone from which I learned this truth. Peace and blessings to the house of David, doing this work with all righteousness, truth, and sincerity. And I want to say shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.